All right, you ready?
They know.
Well, just in case, Dave. All right, you ready?
Yep.
1, 3, 5, 7.
Oh, you wanted me to start?
I'm drinking, Dave.
Okay.
What, you want the black guy to start because it's Bad Boys? You sick son of a bitch. 3. So I'll start it out. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come for you? All right, ladies and gentlemen, do you know what time it is? It's time for Friends and Family of Film with TTFT. Who do we have today? That's why I want you to fucking start it.
All right, I'll start it.
Thanks, and I'll just come in and do what I do.
Thank you.
All right. Just trying to embarrass me? I won't be. Don't mind our bickering. We do.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah, okay.
I actually love it.
Oh, wrong pipe. Okay.
Wrong pipe. You doing crack again?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. 1, 3, 5, 7. What the fuck is up, internet? Welcome to TTFT.
Presents.
Our friends' favorite films.
That's right. You barely got through that shit. Who do we have here today?
I was going to ask you the very same thing. Would you mind?
I don't mind telling them who we have today. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest. You know them from films such as.
Take that back.
Why you? No, I didn't want to take it back. I did my research on them.
I want to do a reveal on that though.
Somebody's a diva. All right, let's try this again. 1, 3, 5, 7. Hello, internets. What the fuck is up?
Hello.
Today, who do we have, Dave?
We are here with the lovely, the magnificent, the
Jesus fucking Christ, you fucking rookie.
I'm rusty. It's been like 45 days since we sat in these seats. Okay.
That's no excuse. I'm a fucking
ready.
professional, okay?
I'm ready.
1, 3, 5, 7.
What
Hello,
is up,
internets. 1, 3, 5, 7.
Hello.
Hello, internets. We're gonna go with the H. All hell, hi. 1, 3, 5, 7. Hello, internets. What the fuck is up? Welcome to another episode of That's the Fucking Trailer, and it's a very special segment. Dave, tell them what segment it is.
Our friends' favorite films. You've seen it before. Last time we had on Penn Sledge, and this time we have on
our very first in-studio guest, the Madrids. And Dave, what? How you doing, guys?
Hey, good. How you doing?
I gotta tell you, I love that hat.
Thank you.
That is so Kentucky Moncrief Derby ready. I am so ready for that.
So, you guys are like kind of the gatekeepers of film in Jacksonville in the best way possible. Like I say that as a compliment.
Yeah, he didn't say local. He just said in Jacksonville because
Yeah.
let's be honest, the scene wasn't always what it is now. Correct?
It's been growing and
Yes.
it's growing.
Yeah, but before you guys took over, I mean, you know what it was before you guys took over.
Yeah, you give everybody a place to come and do their thing, and you've made it more of a cohesive community that supports each other. Like that is almost solely attributed to the energy that you guys put
The
out.
work that they put in. I want to say this, like I say, before you guys did this, me and him were very reluctant. There was a film crowd before. We just recently came out of the woodworks because before we hid ourselves away and our talents away. We never wanted to do stuff with people, but then when we ran into you guys, it was like, okay, they get it. They get why we're doing this, why they're doing this. So it's just a good thing. So we're happy to have you guys here. How's that futon?
Oh man, this is comfy. I feel.
I like. Feel free to take your shoes off. That's Egyptian satin down there.
Nice.
Well, no, it's actually Amazon. It's Amazon. You see, those are my hookah holes down there. Thanks for standing on those hookah holes down there.
And he washed that cover
I did.
before
Oh,
you guys got here. Yeah.
I didn't need to. What are you indicating?
I'm just saying,
all
like,
right.
those lights turn red.
You know why I watched it? The same reason we're here. Because I'm a bad boy.
Hey,
see what I did there?
The Mike Larry.
Mike.
Thank you. I made this look. Well, that's Men in Black. I made this look good, but hey, what? I like to look nice. What the fuck? I like to
I
look
know.
nice. No, that's in the fucking movie.
No, I
the
know.
second one. No, you don't.
I know. I saw them.
Give us one line from Bad Boys. The first one.
Mike Loud.
No. Other than that shit, no. You don't. Give us another line that has not been uttered tonight.
You know, where like Michael Keaton keeps going on with the lines from TLC.
You're gaining no cool points right now. The black community is
Don't
leaving
go
you
chasing
by-
waterfalls.
Oh,
I know. I'm mixing up Mike Keaton with Joe Pantoliano, the best chief in movie history.
He is.
I've seen Bad Boys.
He is. Because it's not the first time he's dealt with Bad Boys.
When he's on the basketball
Goonies.
Yeah.
See what I did there? King Connections is in this motherfucker.
Hey.
I'm so hot right now.
Okay, so now that we spoiled it, you guys are here to talk about your favorite film, which is Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Tell us about the first time you saw Bad Boys and what makes it your favorite film.
Oh gosh, I was 10 years old. 10 years old, and I think it was the very first time that I saw an action film with Black leads. And
Embrace it. Say it. Don't be scared. You can say that on this show. Say it.
And, so I was already watching Martin as a young, I don't know why I was watching Martin at a young age, but Martin, and I was watching Fresh Prince, and to see them come together was genius in my 10-year-old mind. And the lines I was able to quote, and I just watched it back to back to back that summer. And I've loved action.
Before we get to Adam, let me ask you this. You said you watched it when you were 10, and you said, and you're right, you had the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and then, of course, you had Martin. Could you have ever, especially because we're about the same age, could you have ever imagined them being action stars? Because I did not at all.
No, neither of them.
Did this come out before or after Independence Day?
Both shows were ended before Independence Day came out.
Yeah.
Maybe Will, but not really. Will before Martin for sure.
Yeah, Will definitely before Martin, because he ended his last episode telling them his new movie Independence Day was coming out when he performed in front of the crowd.
Huh.
That's what I do, man.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
What about you, Adam?
Adam, what about you, man?
Oh man, I just remember my buddy Mike sneaking into United Artists Theaters on Blandon Boulevard, and so I just remember watching it, and we're just like, wow, this is insane. This is so crazy, and it was my introduction to Michael Bay films and Jerry Bruckheimer.
AKA QC, the quick cut, Mr. King of quick cuts.
Yeah. Yeah. How many times can we show this guy walking down the road?
At
Let's try
different angles.
17 and 3 in slow motion.
And now, do you remember when this film came out, David?
No.
Nope.
2001?
I'm going to go ahead and say no. This is Jayla. You can't be on the show today. It's my daughter.
That'll be forgiven.
Hey, well, it's her, isn't it? It's not me. Go ahead.
No, I think well, it was around the 2000s, the alts, right?
Oh, yeah. I like that. Now, here's the thing about Bad Boys. You got to
No,
understand.
wait. I mean, yeah. Am I right or wrong?
You're wrong, but it's okay. We're trying to embarrass you tonight, man. Jesus Christ,
I
man.
would like to, better me.
We're trying to better you. And just like that movie bettered us, because, again, to both of their points, first off, let's talk about what Adam just said.
Oh,
95.
wow. Really?
95.
Hold on one second. Okay,
95, yeah.
Hold on.
Wasn't it?
Jayla, we're filming. We're talking about Bad Boys. You want to add anything since we're on camera right now?
Which one?
The first one, the one your Uncle David doesn't know about.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, don't act like you just saw it before you went to college.
Whatever. Jayla, can you give us one line from the original Bad Boys before I tell you how to call you back? Oh my God!
Wow.
All right, somebody tuition is gone. What?
I would like my black card back.
Fuck no. Fuck no. And she did it on purpose. She sent me a bunch of crying emojis. Oh my God.
Nice.
So, but back to what Adam was saying, kids, if you don't know this, your version of jailbreaking was us sneaking into United Artists and sneaking into the movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are no alarms at the movie theaters. You get in, you get out, you make it happen, man. That's also the slogan.
And
for
once
Viagra.
you're in, you stay there all day.
That's also the slogan.
Jump to different theaters every time.
You have to look in the newspaper beforehand and figure out, okay, 2 o'clock, 4
And
o'clock.
before you judge us, you sick fucks, all you people saying, how dare you sneak into the movie theater? Oh, that popcorn came from home, didn't it?
Oh.
Those chips weren't sold in concessions.
You're just projecting at this point.
Well, yeah, I do all of that. I'm just saying there, whatever.
Man, 10 years old. So what? Are there boobies in Bad Boys?
This isn't Howard the Duck.
In love.
What the fuck are you talking about? No, there's no. Yeah, they're yeah. Well, yeah, the girl that dies at the beginning, Maxine. She had some night talk about no bra in the gym. Fuck yes. My nipple just got hard thinking about that shit.
Oh man.
Oh my God. But here's the thing about it. Me and him talk about it all the time. See, here's the thing why Will Smith and Martin were bona fide superstars, because it's a lot of comedians will go do film and you still say, oh, it's just a comedian. Eddie Murphy was the first one to be one of the first ones to cross over and say he's not just funny. He do Saturday Night Live, you can do stand-up. You're an artist. You're not just a comedian, and that belongs to them too, because that's when they were, or at least Will was able to start charging $20 million a movie, and then Martin 10. So that really, people never saw them different than that. And then boom. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be completely honest. I felt like they were in a Caucasian board meeting one day. Like, hey, man, we really got to get some black people out there. Who can we get? Who's the two talented most black people we know? Martin, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Stamp it.
Yeah.
Fun fact, this movie was originally slated
For a Kid and Play.
No.
I thought it was. No, it was. It was. I promise.
No, what is it?
Dana Carvey.
Dana Carvey and John Lovett.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before they turned to black people. Yeah, the original. I know what you're talking about.
Dana Carvey and
No.
John Lovett.
Yeah, no, it was
Wow.
Bad Men. It was Bad Men, and they changed it to Bad Boys. You're a bad man.
Oh, so when it became a black cast, they switched
Now
to
you see the racist connotation in there. There you go.
Wow.
So I'm grateful they stepped down so that it could be for
Right, and now don't get me wrong.
I'd
On a
still
night
like
where I
to
can't
see
find my
Bad
remote,
Men.
I would love to see their version of it too. Yeah, but it wouldn't have been the same.
No.
It really. And here's what's beautiful about. I know we're not going to talk about the whole the trilogy of it, but what's beautiful is it was never just a cash grab with them. It's at least 7 years in between each film, if not 10.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go for
Yeah,
it.
no, like it made me so mad, but I get it, and it was always worth the wait because it was like the first one was 7, and I think the next one was like 17 or 20 years. Like, but it was always worth the wait. And even driving here, I read that they're gonna do a Bad Boys 4.
They are. I just want to know how the fuck they gonna get his son out of jail. He killed like 19 people. I'm talking about senators and all that. Be like, what? Spoiler alert, fucker! It's been out over a year.
No, I saw it.
Bad Boy for Life.
I saw it and I just kind of forgot it.
I get it, Bad Boy for life. If his son's going to be in jail for life. Yeah. So let me ask you guys this: if you've seen our show and you guys say you geek out on our show, and we definitely appreciate it. We really love you guys being here. And what I want to ask you guys is, let's start with lines. I want to start with Adam. Adam, what are some of the favorite lines that really have stuck with you from the time you snuck into United Artists and saw it with your own popcorn till now? What is some of your most favorite lines you've seen or remember?
Favorite lines. Now, it starts off with the beginning. I think it's probably one of the best intro to a movie I've ever seen. And there's some great ones, obviously, in the history of movies. But when you look at the situation, the buildup, I mean, it's Will driving, the limited edition. And, you got Martin over there with his hamburger and fries. And, he's like, where's the cup holder? There ain't no cup holder. And, I ain't going down up to this, and then, but it's the two guys that try to, spoiler alert, they get, at the beginning, they get carjacked and realize it's a couple cops. It's obviously Will and Martin. The guy's like, I'm a stand-up comedian and I suck. That's why I need your car. And then, they're going bickering back and forth, causing a diversion. And then, they knock him out, and then Will Smith, over him goes, now let's hear one of those jokes, bitch.
Now let's hear one of those jokes, bitch.
And it's just like, oh my, and then it ends as Bad Boys. And it's like the intro of the Bad Boys. I'm like, oh my God.
It lets you know that, listen, you're in for a motherfucking ride. Get ready. Because it's like, I think the reason they did that, but everybody was worried, can these guys really act? Now, we knew Will could really act from the father-son episode of Freshman, but we didn't know if Martin could really do it, and he fucking delivered. And I love that they built on who they were versus trying to change.
No, yeah, and that scene, they do that a lot in those movies where they're like 2.5 hour running times, but it's really strange. Like the pacing somehow works, even though it like breaks all the rules of like what you expect pacing to be in a movie. Like they'll be building up, like ramping up action climax, and then they'll like take a 3-minute lull to just like kick a dead horse, but it works for some reason.
And I think with that one too, what was cool about that is, and again, there's so many lines in this movie. I mean, so many great things that just come out of this, ride or die, that's just all in all. But it's but I think in that beginning scene, it was actually because it started off with the bank heist or the heist, whatever,
from the police station.
Drugs. And they just felt like they needed something else, like an intro to it, and they filmed that one
right
after it was done. That was after post. Yeah. So
see, even I didn't know that, but I'm glad they did it. It's just like with Tropic Thunder, the Al Pacino. I like that pussy. That was the last. No, seriously, that was the last scene they filmed.
Yeah.
And they just at the beginning. So clearly they did look at some test audiences and they put that in there. But that's what reshoots are for, kids. So let me ask you this, Miss Madrid, what was one of your favorite lines?
Okay.
So many, as Adam said, so many.
So, okay, I know we're talking about Bad Boy 1, but I will say in Bad Boy 2, I love the scene, but I'm going to tell you about Bad Boy 1. But in Bad Boys 2, I love the scene where they were like antagonizing her boyfriend. Like, you know what I'm talking about? So it was Reggie and Dave, the daughter, and they were just like.
You ever made love to a man? Hold on. Beat. Wait for the beat. You want to?
I love that whole scene.
Notice everybody's really laughing except David. This is fake laugh.
I remember that. I remember that scene.
You don't have to watch Bad Boys to know that scene.
Yeah.
And to this day, I'm waiting to like any of our family to have that daughter turn 16.
Oh,
so
yeah.
all the uncles can just like.
That was the coolest moment ever because really what I loved about it is that they didn't force it on us, but if you are not a racist person, but you don't know that much about Black culture, it still brought you into it. It say, listen, this is how I believe white people called it, and there's nothing wrong with it, shotgun weddings. Well, we don't have shotgun weddings, but before you say I do, we want to vet you right then and there. We want to know what's going on. I'll say before we get to David, so he's time to read, so he just IMDb'd it. One of my favorite lines from the first Bad Boys was it was a Martin when he comes in. Now, I was already, like you say, stoked from the beginning, but he comes in and he's like, man, we just can't go in. Oh, shit. He's like, hey, we're Black folks. You got some sugar? I was like, oh shit, they letting them be Black for real. This ain't hey, you can be Black, but don't be too Black. Nah, they were them.
Yeah, they were
I
them.
love that shit. Don't be alarmed, we're Negroes. Oh, he's trained. Now he won't laugh at any jokes like that. He's very trained.
I don't have a favorite line. I think they're all just great.
Oh, Dave. Okay. Well, okay. All right. Well, Dave, how about you start us off? What was one of your favorite scenes from the original Bad Boys?
My favorite scene is the scene where Joe Pantoliano is playing basketball and they come and start fucking with him. Just because the way
I was like getting them all in for you guys.
Before you got it.
I love the fact that you could tell like he's playing that role where he's pissed off and he's frustrated. Like, he's always like, what the hell are you? He's dealing with the troublemakers.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you always get this sense from him that he secretly loves the antics. Like he's getting entertainment out of it, just like we are.
I love the fact because I want to ask the question. I mean, as a kid, I didn't ask it, but as an adult, I did. Who the hell smokes a cigar while shooting hoops? The fuck was going on in that gym? Yeah, you guys, you like a little. Which one? Damn, that captain! Did you just call me a tick? Oh man! So Miss Monique, what was one of your favorite scenes?
Gosh, one of my favorite scenes is John Sally, this big, huge, tall basketball player, and they give him these like thick ass glasses,
Thick glasses,
and his hands are together, and they have him because they know he can kind of hack systems, right? So they're gonna cut him a deal, and if he can hack into the system, because they're trying to figure out if someone on the inside is causing what went down, which was the drugs stolen from the precinct. So anyway, so he's just and then here comes little old Martin, and, just antagonize him. And when he stands up, and Martin's still like,
bottom line, I will knock you the fuck out. Now, what was beautiful about that, not to piggyback on what you're saying, was the camera angle.
Yeah,
because they switched the angle. It was like,
and they never let it, how he can look taller, they can push, and they never did. They love that angle of Martin being short and still not being afraid to get this.
He sat down to, he said, you said you're going to get me out, and I will. He's not getting this motherfucker out there. And they fucking, what did they do? They catch me if you can, that motherfucker. Like, you got out, but you still were working for them in like the second one or whatever. That was very beautiful. And to quote you from earlier, they did in Bad Boys 3 pay off the Reggie. It worked because he wound up marrying that girl.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, Dave.
Oh,
Sorry.
Man, yeah, spoilers. A lot of spoilers on here tonight.
And they brought the real Reggie back.
And they did bring the real Reggie. We're not going to talk about what the fuck Martin's son is at. But Adam, what was one of your favorite scenes from the original Bad Boys? Guess they in the military or something. I don't know.
All right, so I don't know why I laughed so hard on this part, but it was when all the guys were together and like the girl's like, hey, why don't you model for us? And then it's about the time where they're about to execute her, and it's like poor Max, it's like, and then she knows her fate is coming, whatever, stuff like that. Oh no, it was before that though, but she's getting worried, and Tia Leone's like looking over on the balcony part. But it's a line Al Capone suite, the Al Capone suite, and there's a line in there that's like, why am I laughing so hard at this? He goes, hey, I love it when a woman takes appreciation of her beauty or something. He goes, and then he goes, don't you agree? And he goes, yeah, man, I hate when a bitch lets herself slide. I'm just like, what? Who comes up with this? I'm just like, oh my God.
That was
random with their lines.
I'm gonna tell you what threw me off about it real quick. Not that scene, but now that I think about it, now they, and I love the fact, because I really hate this, because you guys know this, of course, in film with minorities being in film, we used to have to be cooks or hoes or stuff like this. Even though Maxine was an escort, they didn't treat her that, they never played it up in the film that way. It was like, well, you know what I do, such and such and such. So I love that classy part about it. Although they fucked him over in Independence Day, that must have been Will Smith saying that, because in Independence Day, remember, Vivica Fox was a dance. I'm like, she couldn't be nothing else. Got to be a fucking dancer. But I'm gonna say this: the friend, what was her name again? Yeah, she was the freak. Julie was the freakiest one out of them. She tried to fuck Martin, and then not only that,
she wasn't freaky enough for David Duchovny.
well, that's a story for another day.
Remember, you don't want that.
Right, but listen, you don't want that. But she like it was like she like. But my thing is what threw me off. Maxine said she wasn't a working girl. Well, she must be a jerking girl because sometimes she's jerking herself off at night because it was just like she was so fucking freaky. She had on the little short skirts all the time. She knew this is the last time I used one of these. Stop a line. You use the handcuffs all the time. Stop your fucking line. I'm sorry.
I wonder if there's anybody out there. I was going to ask if, because we usually ask the question if there's
Take
somebody
it, Dave.
that
I'll be
has
back in 30 seconds. You can
where are you going?
Don't worry about it, guys.
TTFT.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. There we go.
It's 9:50.
Time it.
If there is a teenager out there like his daughter as of like 7 months ago that has not seen Bad Boys, what would you, if you're on the elevator with them, you know, and you got like 30 to 60 seconds to, actually, the better question would be what scene, if there's like a particular scene, I know we talked about your favorite scene, but if there's a particular scene that if you only could show them one scene to get them to buy in on the whole movie.
I want you on this one here. So if you had to pitch it,
Oh,
Oh, man.
I do know. When they go to the convenience store and the owner of the convenience store thinks that they are criminals. And they go and they're trying to tell them they're cops and he's like, you want badges? I got your badges. You know, so I would be, because it's just the bantering back and forth of that scene. I thought it was hilarious. I think you would get the point of Martin and them.
It was the first time I had seen, because I was just at that early age learning what, see, I just come back to the conversation, know what's going on. It was my first time learning what beats were, because I was like, why do they keep calling them beats? And I didn't know that was when the actor does something. It was the first, that's when I knew Will Smith was one of the superstars, because he didn't do a beat, but he changed his whole persona. Like you say, he puts the gun, tell people like, freeze, motherfucker, blue power, motherfucker. But that's the second one, actually. But he's telling them to freeze. He was like, now let me get some tropical fruit bubblicious, and without key, they wait for it. And some Skittles. And they keep their demeanor the same. It's like, it's going down. It makes you want to stop the movie, rewind, and say start over again. Yeah. It's no dull moments in the fucking film.
Even the convenience store clerk, instead of saying freeze, he's like,
because he's trying to be super hard and shit. And again, it's the reverse of what we talked about. They showed, they didn't say, hey, all store owners are racist. They say when we walk in the store, the motherfucker was checking the tape, checking the mirrors, checking them. Meanwhile, she could have walked out there with a whole fucking store. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. Adam, you.
What your scene?
Oh, my scene? Oh, man. She's, God.
There's so many.
Yes, Club Hell. Oh my God! It's like
oh, hold on, let's
focus.
We gotta do the Will Smith thing. The girl with the foot. Yeah. And I love that Martin's getting his ass whipped back there. But see that, because think about it. Somebody could have said there's a scene where Martin getting his ass whooped, and you could have just did the split screen. No, show this motherfucker in the background while his homeboys is out there like, yeah. What's that? Smells like that poppy was that?
And I think there's a scene after Club Hell too when they're doing the chase scene, and the helicopter news people are doing the live thing, and the kids are watching. The mom was Teresa Randall,
No, baby, your daddy just wish he was in Cleveland. Angry black women. Matter of fact, you know what? This was already a classic. We may need to revisit this shit because think about it. There are a lot of classic films out there, but when people say I can tell you that movie from start to finish. Like, and again, he was like, man, they want to watch, they want to do Bad Boys. I'm like, I don't need to do a rewatch for that. I'm good.
Right.
He's like, I haven't seen it in like 10 years. I saw it like 10 days ago, bro. Whenever, I don't need to see it. Right. It's ingrained into how we grew up. Mike Larry, King Dingaling. Why don't you whip it out for a big boy?
Put on a forehead.
Is the first one the best in the series as far as you're concerned?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but I'll tell you why. Because again, I don't know if you guys agree about this. We were just talking about this yesterday when we were on another show. We're talking about why so many sequels fail. And I tell most people because they're the N-word, and I'm not talking about the racist one. I'm talking about nostalgia. Sequels and all these other things have to build their own nostalgia. We fall in love with the first one, and it has that as an ingredient. But when you go to the sequel, the nostalgia aspect is gone because we know what to expect. So it can only be so good. But you have your outliers, your Terminator 2s, things like that. But Bad Boys 2 and 3 can be standalone on their own. Remember, the OG one will never be trumped.
No, it's hard to top. You know, like I said, I mean, especially with that buildup. You know, like I said, from the first one to the second one, they became superstars in their right, on their right.
Movie
And
superstars. They
movie
were already TV
superstars, not
superstars.
nothing.
They're movie superstars.
Yeah, so I mean, they were banking, like I said, again, they were making $20 million each because it's like it had those big hits,
Right.
Blue Streak and all that stuff, and then Will Smith, doing his thing, and then it's just like, hey, we're gonna come back together for Bad Boys 2, and then Michael Bay, what he's done with the action genre,
Right.
That stuff, but it's like I'm gonna direct because that was one of my first movies. I guess it was his first movie.
It was his first. Yeah, it was his first
feature.
movie debut.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because he
Okay.
had just did what he did. Meatloaf.
That's an ambitious.
He did a video with Meatloaf. I
Meatloaf,
do
yeah.
anything for love, and then
Huh.
that was the movie.
Side note here: when he did Transformers, you can catch the Bad Boys poster in Old Boy's room when he
Yeah.
when he is like, oh shit, look at Michael Bay can't get enough of himself, huh?
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about Will and Martin. I don't care where they were in life, who was bigger than who. They both always agreed to come back.
Because think about it, if you're a black, because I hate to call this the black comedian curse. They only allow one to be on top at a time. Nowadays, there's a few more because there's so many platforms out there. But they could have easily been like, I don't want to work with him. I got the biggest TV show. I want to make more. They were like, no, what? This is an opportunity. And again, when I saw them, I didn't say, hey, that's me. I want to be a black. I want to be a star. They transcended color for me. I saw people that look nothing like me screaming for these people. I'm like, shit, the world might just be changing a little bit. Just a tad bit.
No, absolutely.
All right.
And it was a diverse cast, just for the record. It was a very diverse cast.
Very
The
diverse.
partners were-
And let's not forget old boy, Chet. Chet. You got a little Chet. Mr. Loud, I'm gonna run your ass in for extortion.
Just one of those little time
Yeah, Chet.
Bus crime too.
Beverly Hills Cop or
Look at me,
Bad
fucker.
Bad Boys.
Okay, so
Okay.
for me, and I watched Beverly Hills Cop, but the difference that I liked in this is because it was two leads. It was, you know what I mean? And it was even though, I don't know, I guess the reason why I liked it is because with Beverly Hills Cop, to me, it was always a comedy. It was never action. Even though there's action in it, I felt it as a comedy. Like you just knew Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
So it threw me to watch Will and Martin in an action film being serious, but they're really funny. You know what I mean? Like they were dead ass serious when they were mad at, you know what I mean? Like
It's only one serious scene in Beverly Hills Cop is when the captain dies.
yeah.
Speaking of that side note, he got arrested years later? Oh, some real shit. It was real, like the fuck? Axel couldn't warn you about this shit? but no, so Dave, continue.
48 hours or
Got two leads. He's fucking you up now because there are two leads.
no, I did the same thing to him earlier, and it was pretty much he was willing to die before choosing.
I was willing to die before Beverly Hills Cop and Bad
Bad
Boys,
Boys,
but
yeah.
I agree with her. The difference is one lead versus two, but at the same time, they're both great in their outright. Neither one of those films are better. You just have to kill me. Now you say Metro or Bad Boys. Well, fucking Bad Boy.
The reason why I can pick is just because it, like, I can quote, like how we were saying, I can quote that film. I don't think I can quote as much for any of the other films.
I know one Eddie Murphy film you can quote. You can quote Coming to America from beginning to end.
Course.
But see, that's what I'm saying. But again, that was a bunch of leads. But
Right.
I want to say this with Bad Boys. Here's the thing about it as well. The reason why it was synonymous with, I think it was a perfect mixture because let's not forget, we may have just saw that film, but all of us was going to school singing the song from the show Cops.
Yes.
Like the song was already popular, but it took the song to another fucking level. And they've used it in each one, even with the last one. What they told them now, y'all don't get to say that. Y'all don't get to say that shit. Like, okay.
Speaking of which, that soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
The Bad Boy soundtrack.
I think the second soundtrack was the best with
No,
Nelly.
no.
Oh,
Come on.
Dirty TNT, baby. Another Puffy, take your money financial.
Bad Boy Records. Come on.
Bad Boy.
And then you got Dr. Dre doing the soundtrack. I mean, doing
Yeah.
the music. So
Very much so. Let me ask you guys this. I'm finna fuck with you guys real quick.
Go ahead.
So I think he knows where I'm going with this. He wouldn't let me do it anymore. But season 1, we had this section called Come Swap. So if you were to come swap with me, what other two characters would you put in, or actresses would you put in place of Martin and Will? They can be any race, denomination, anything. Bad girls. And I'm not talking about Mean Girls.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh, no, I know who you want. And Lupita Nyong'o.
Nyong'o. Yeah, Eddie Murphy. That Lupita can do
Oh
it.
my God.
Take your time.
I was gonna say if you did her, then
Oh, I
should
do
tag
her.
up.
Shuri, you gonna put Shuri in there?
If you tag her with Tiffany Haddish, I think Tiffany would be.
Oh, yeah.
She would play the Martin role.
Yeah.
I can see that. Adam.
If we went that route.
Okay.
Wow, no, I mean that's
I want to see
That's
that.
strong.
that
That's
is
pretty fucking strong.
Yeah, no,
He puts
Yeah.
Lupita in everything except his bed.
She's beautiful.
She
She
is
is.
beautiful and natural.
Yes.
Gotta love it.
And Mexican.
and Mexican.
What the fuck?
Wait,
What?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
Mexican.
really?
What?
Yeah,
She was born in Mexico.
Mexico City. So,
Oh, was she black, born in Mexico, or was she?
black and born in Mexico?
Okay.
And she
Oh,
claims it.
you're finna. He was like, I used my hall pass for this. He was finna fuck.
I thought I was going full exotic. What the hell?
You almost fucked this whole life up. Am I?
I'm not
She
even
plays-
sure
she plays
what I
Mexican
said
American.
was.
It don't matter because I know how hurt you were from that moment.
Yeah.
All right, so Adam, you got to choose two guys.
Yes.
I had to choose two. Wow, I mean,
Whoever
Yeah.
you know, take
yeah,
your time.
I don't know. I was I mean, because I mean they've done so many things together. So I mean, it's like I personally am a big fan of Kevin Hart and The Rock doing stuff together, and I don't know, and it's just like I don't know.
I can't let you do that. I'm sorry. This
I
is
know,
TV.
no,
You know
no,
why I
no.
can't let you do it? Because of CIA and Jumanji. You got to
Yeah,
choose two
exactly,
people who've
exactly.
never worked together. Because think about it, Martin and him had never worked together before.
Right.
So you got to choose two people who've never worked together. You don't know what their chemistry is
I'm
going to
trying
be.
Think of someone that's like lesser known.
Oh,
Not-
I think
like they,
I think
you know,
Kevin Hart is a good surrogate for
like,
Martin Lawrence.
Sure,
So.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Short, big
No, I'm
ears?
just saying,
They
I mean,
act- they-
don't get me
they
wrong,
act
because
tall.
I've seen an A+ Martin stand up. I've seen an A+ Martin movie, and I've seen an A+ Martin TV show. I've never seen an A+ Kevin Hart TV show.
You don't think Kevin Hart is like drop
I've
dead?
never
Like-
seen Kevin Hart on TV. Did you hear me again? A
Oh,
TV
oh.
show. Oh, well, let me take that back. I did see him on Real Husbands of Hollywood,
Oh.
which was funny. It ain't
But
Martin.
it's a mockumentary.
Yeah, it's a mockumentary of their lives. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
come on now.
That's two different things.
Right.
Man.
And plus, Kevin Hart was not mentored by the late, great Bebe's Kids. What's the guy's voice? You know what I'm talking about. He died. Not Robin Harris. That's close, because Robin Harris did die. Damn it, I'm gonna have to look his name up later. But you know who I'm talking about. His name has an R in it. He's the voice for Baby Kid. Robin Williams. It was not
Gibbons.
no.
Robert Townsend? Robert Townsend?
No. No, it was Robert Harris. It was Harris, because you said it is Harris. I was thinking about Robert Townsend, Hollywood Shuffle, but you are correct. Thank you, Miss Madrid. Double points for Miss Madrid, please. Oh,
I'm waiting for like a question that I get stumped on. I know
There you go,
she's
the light,
like-
there you go, there you go, the light.
Oh.
So Robin Harris and who? Kevin Hart.
No, well, that's his choice. You got to ask him.
Wait, was this?
Robin Harris and Kevin Hart. That's who you said.
I don't know if he said both of those. We're just trying to
Yeah.
figure out which Robin she was talking about.
I like Regina Hall.
Regina Hall. I mean, yeah, she.
Oh,
I mean,
Regina
yeah, but see,
Hall.
now I'm thinking about Bad Girls. You know, I'm just like now. It's,
Yeah. I
which
like
again
that
was a
idea
movie.
of
Bad Girls actually was a movie that came out.
I mean, we
Drew-
already had.
Wasn't that Drew Barrymore,
Drew
Madeline
Barrymore,
Stowe?
Yeah, Madeline
Yeah.
Stowe.
Well, we already had Melissa McCarthy and our girl from fucking Speed. Not Speed.
Yes, yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. We already had that
We
too.
had that. We
We
did
want the
that.
guys, man.
Okay.
Guys,
we want
come
the,
on,
the dongs.
Oh,
You know who I'd like to see? Romney. You know who I'm talking? Romney Malco. Am I saying it wrong? From 40-Year-Old Virgin, Blaze of Glory. I was the bald guy in night school.
Oh, okay.
Now I would like to see him and Kevin Hart, because they were in night school
We're
together.
yeah.
They were in the thing together. So
Well,
okay.
what's the dude? Winston from New Girl. What's his name?
Oh, I
Well,
like that motherfucker from Game
Yeah.
Night. That's a funny motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
I
yeah.
love him. I love it. He can do a mean Denzel too. I love that motherfucker.
No, that guy's funny.
Yeah, I like that. I can see that.
Him and what's his name from Sorry to Bother You.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
He was in
can't-
Photograph, and
Yeah.
he was in
Lakeith-
The Black
Lakeith-
Side.
Lakeith Stanfield. Oh,
Yeah.
listen.
Come on.
There's not many guys that are as talented as I am, but Lakeith Stanfield is up there. He's almost right there. It's not even. It's like 49-51.
Michael B. Jordan and Tari and Jay Royal.
Oh man.
Talk to my agent.
The tension would be real.
Yeah,
I'd have to be Will now. I'm not fucking off, all right?
You think Michael B.
Listen,
Jordan?
when I was raising my...
You think
you
you think Michael B. Jordan's gonna be your Martin Lawrence?
You think I'm gonna let him not be me? Are you fucking kidding me? While he was out there going to auditions, I was raising my child, being a responsible father, teaching my child photography and acting and everything she could be. He ain't got no kids. He was out there looking for Lori fucking Harvey.
It's so funny. If there's-
What's up, Steve?
if there's anybody that's
which they're no longer together.
Exactly, Mike. So we can work. So me and Mike can work together. You know what? I'm fucking with Mike now because I don't think she should have left him. You got a good man, not fucking good black man. You got a man that's been working hard, ain't out here on drugs, ain't out here beating on women and stuff like that.
well,
She was like, I'm bored. You know, that's
All right, you can be bored. Well, you know what? You can afford to be bored when your dad is Steve Harvey. If your daddy was Stephen Harvey, you would have been in love. You see, it's a big difference.
Well, there it is, Michael B. Jordan. He'll fuck with you now, so you can go ahead and
I
call
will.
him.
I still watch The Wire. My mom couldn't take me to that New York audition. Don't blame her. Shit. Thanks, guys. But I'm here with you guys now. Who gives a fuck?
So now Michael B. Jordan's gonna see this. Like,
Oh no, it's way more footage out there. It's been going on for a while. I'll say this.
I know. Yeah. Oh no.
I'll just say this is that I do respect him. I just was upset with myself that, what really got me more focused again, because I never knew I wanted to play the role of Creed. I didn't even know they were ever going to do a Creed. And I was just like, you know what? I wanted that shit so bad. I was in no shape to do it, but I was like, if I'd have been focused and gotten to the gym for 2 years straight and really ate right and didn't do a lot of other things, I would have loved to have that role. But he deserved it. He earned it. And you know why he earned it? Because most people don't know this. He had to go to Sylvester Stallone twice and then come back with my guy with the eye, who you hate.
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest
I
Whitaker.
do not hate
You don't
him.
hate him. You just hate his looks. But
I don't hate his looks. I
point being
love
is
the way
Michael B.
you
Jordan
act when I make fun of his looks.
Thanks. Michael B. Jordan and his brother wrote the original treatment and script for Creed. Most people do not know that. They pitched this alone. He was like, I don't think nothing here. Then they had to go do Fruitvale Station, win, then come back on our guys, say it again. Forrest Whitaker's recommendation. He got him another meeting and said, I think you should do it. Boom, 2 movies later.
You know what I love? That you're saying this as you have what you have in your hand. You're like, I'm not ready.
Oh, well, I mean, they're not doing another Creed.
Oh, they got Creed too. He's directing it.
It's too late. I'll be the trainer. I'll be James Woods. I'll be James Woods. I'll do it, man. Hey, remember the Titans. Left side, strong side, baby.
Before we move on to the reason that we really got you guys here, is there anything else that you want to say about Bad Boys to somebody out there that may not have seen it?
Just go see it. It's so great.
Go see it. Where are they going to go see it at?
Go see it.
That's how good it is. In theaters now.
Go see it.
In theaters now.
Go sneak in.
Go sneak in.
Yes.
But no, just get it, and watch it and watch it with someone who really has seen it and enjoy it. I think you'll love it. I think you'll
And if you're dating someone or with someone and you love it and if they don't, big red flag, get them the fuck out of there.
Oh, would you consider it a drinking movie or a smoking movie?
I mean, you don't have to do either for it to love it, but
Right.
Well, because that's why I'm interested to know, because there's movies that I watched when I was a kid for the first time and I loved them. And then when I started doing drugs, I was so excited to go back and relive them through the eyes of that.
I would think it's a drink.
I feel it's a
Drinking?
movie, actually. Yeah, because I understand there's movies.
I mean, no, you can go either way. I think you
could,
can.
but-
I think get some beer and a nice bud, not even a blunt.
He just picked a fancy roundabout way to say both.
Right.
Both.
Right.
Yeah.
Just drink and
Per
smoke.
se.
Yeah. All right.
Wait a minute, you moving on from Bad Boys?
Huh? Yeah. Do you have something else
I
that you want to
fucking
say?
do. You
I'm sorry.
goddamn right, I do.
This
Okay,
is
I'm
not
almost
about-
done.
This is not about
All
us.
right, thank you. So with that being said, okay, on Bad Boys still. So let me ask you guys this. I think I already know the answer, but 1 through 5, what we call it 5 flying fucks. I mean, how much we fuck with the film. So how many fucks 1 through 5? How many fucks would you give Bad Boys?
Oh, I gave you that. We should have did that.
We just did it.
5.
Five?
It's 5.
I got 5 on it.
Hey.
I give
with that and doing.
I give it 4.75.
We know why, because you didn't see the other 2.5. All right, so go ahead, Dave.
Let me be Corey. So for people that have absolutely no idea what that means, what I just said, could you tell them? And that camera right there, you can speak to that camera right now.
Well, yeah, Let Me Be Corey. It's my first feature independent film that we've been. Thank you. It's been a long time coming. Me and my buddies Josh, Ryan, and Mike, we created Argyle Forest Films. We've been friends since elementary school, Chimney Lakes Elementary, and we grew up together and wanted to make movies. We wanted to do we did comedy shorts, we did a lot of music videos and stuff like that. But it's just we finally decided, when the time was right, and then of course COVID happened, pandemic, all this stuff. Everybody was doing anything, and then we had a meeting and said, like, hey, I think now would be the time to think about writing a script, and Josh and I would be the writers. Mike helped on, to bring the story together, and yeah, we made Let Me Be Corey. So it's a romantic comedy with raunch. So that's our take on it. And it's the same old formula that you've always known. It's boy meets girl, they fall in love, there's a heartache, and he tries to win her back. So, then it's always like, well, how do you make it different from every single movie that we've seen with that same exact formula? Well, there's a guy named Eric Dooley. He's an actor that was, from Jacksonville, into moving to LA now, but they don't have an Eric Dooley. And I think Eric Dooley brought something to this movie, and along with the actress that's in there, Kayla Sarian as well. She was an actress, that was from Jacksonville, went to LA, and she lives in Philly now. And she's just incredible in this. Their chemistry on the screen is just amazing. And I tie this with Bad Boys. Actually, I'm going to say this too is in Bad Boys, a lot of that movie was ad lib. It was improv, and this movie we have a script. We have like the outline and it's like a blueprint of everything, but we let them be. We let them fly.
You let him be Corey.
Yeah, literally let him be Corey. And yeah, again, it's just a guy just trying to grow up, and he has a mom that he lives with, and like I said, we let Eric just be Eric Dooley, and I mean the stuff that we shot is incredible. We had a great cast, we had a great crew, and
all Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Jacksonville ties.
Yeah. So
let me ask you this, Adam. What advice, and either one you can speak to this, what advice would you give someone out there who's thinking about doing a feature and it's like, man, I need this camera, I need this crew, I need this script. What advice would you give them? I need this budget, or I don't know if I'm good enough. What advice?
For us, like I said, it's been a long time coming because we were doing stuff on, VHS cameras to camcorders to phone. We saw this movie called Tangerine, and they used the whole movie done on an iPhone. And, and then so we couldn't afford these nice cameras. We couldn't afford all this stuff. So we started trying to think outside the box in regards to filmmaking. And, we didn't want anything to limit us to what we could do because we have this passion of making movies. And, there was a point in my life where I wanted to go to film school. I wanted to learn how to get better at my craft. And I went all in for FSU Film School. There were some great ones like NYC and UCLA. There's a lot of great ones around, the U.S., but I try to apply it on stuff, but it was like, well, FSU Film School has this reputation, the great people that come out of it, and so I'm like, so I went there, did all the stuff. Met.
What year did you go there? What year were you there?
That was 2000. I think it was 2000.
I mean, I just
2001.
I just graduated.
Yeah. 2000. Yeah. So
I don't know what he's talking about.
No. But no. So I went and I applied. I got to the final.
Got into FSU.
Yeah. So it was like the final part of it. And then I got a letter saying, you were not chosen for the FSU Film School program.
Don't worry, I know two directors from there. One does this thing, and the other one's a piece of shit. So don't worry about it. You landed on the best side.
And that hurt me because it was like for me, I was like I was wanting to do this just not for me, but for everyone that was believing in Argyle Forest Films. Josh and Mike. Like I said, we grew up together. I was like, let me, sort of like how Nelly did with the St. Lunatics, and how, like Eminem did with D12 and stuff like that. It's like, I wanted to say, we're going to do this thing. We're going to build this thing together and we're going to make something happen. And then, so that didn't happen. So I went to so there was Full Sail, but it was like $30,000.
$100,000 for AA.
Yeah. So
fuck you, YouTube University, bitch.
So I was just like, shit, I can't afford that. I'm like, but I went and did the tour and I was just like, wait a minute. So all this equipment that they have and all this software and stuff is like, you can't take it with you, but you take the knowledge. Okay, great. But I'm like, I can't afford it. It's like, oh, we can do student loans. I'm like, yeah, that's great. But I'm like, I can't, But I was thinking like, why don't I just buy a lot of the stuff that they have and just learn on my own, And then I ended up doing that. YouTube University did help. But then also, like I said, was great is, again, this is going to the Jacksonville film community here too, is I learned a lot from the Jacksonville film community. I learned a lot from filmmakers here in Jacksonville, got mentors, just wanted to get my knowledge of, I was doing PA work. I was doing whatever it takes, want me to get you coffee, I'll get you coffee, whatever. I wanted to be on set of these great projects that were going on in Jacksonville because I wanted to learn. And then from there, I started jumping on stuff that were filmed in Florida, there's some things going on in Miami, like Ballers and, there's stuff in Georgia as well. And started jumping on Savannah and stuff where there's movie sets. And I wanted to, it doesn't care what I was doing. I could have been a PA or I could have been an extra, but I wanted to learn how are they setting up the lights, how they're setting up the mics, how they're setting up the set, thing. And I'm gaining, the cameras. I'm just gaining all this knowledge to where I can bring it on my movie sets.
I think what you just said is what, I know I've been through almost the exact same role, but it's not about me, it's about you. But I want others out there to know, like, what you're saying is very true, that you don't have to go spend $100,000 for Full Sail. There's plenty of these people go to school and wind up in debt with no movies, or their movies go straight to YouTube. listen, it's not the camera, it's the person behind the camera. It's not the degree, it's the person that's willing
There's
to take
nobody
it to
behind
the
the camera.
next degree and take their career serious. And that's one thing when we started this show that we said, we're not just going to talk about film. We're going to have film school. We're going to teach people what it's like. We're that everyday person that couldn't afford to go to the best school in the world and all this other stuff. But guess what we did do? We knew we had work ethic and we had talent.
I
And
got turned down from UNF too.
I got turned down from Full Sail. I got turned down from MIT because I never applied.
I did Glengarry
Yeah.
Glen. I went for acting for some reason. I did Glengarry Glen Ross because I know no stage production. So I'm going to do a movie that's based on a stage production, and I think they figured that out real quick. And I think I just really sucked in the audition.
It happens.
It was so much pressure. I walked in there as like 3 people, and they looked like they hated me, or had like just robots just staring at you with no emotion. And like
I just remember, I remember going to FCCJ in Florida State College, not Florida State, Florida State, whatever they call it. But I remember going because my mom just wanted me to go. I'm like, nah, Mom, I'm going to do this acting thing. And I remember being in there. I told him this, my first semester, and the guidance counselor comes in. I was just taking 2 classes to appease my mom, English and psychology. And I was in my English class, and the lady came in. She was a guidance counselor, said, hey, what do you everybody want to do? So everybody's going around. I'm like, oh shit, this is going to fuck everybody up because they're naming shit that you really got to go to school for. And so I was like, I'm going to be an actor. And nobody really looked around. The lady looked at me. She was like, you don't got to go here for that. You got to go to school for that. I was like, thank you. I knew it was fucking crazy. I came home. I'm like, Mom, I told you. But point being was the part she left out of was that, again, talent alone will do nothing for you. You could take a person who has the most talent in the world and a person is not talented. But if they work harder than you, they're getting the fucking spot. So that's what I really appreciate about you guys and why we really wanted you guys over here. Because before I knew you guys did anything, he was always say, Madrid, this Adam, the Madrids. I was like, what do you keep? I thought you guys were... the name. I thought I didn't know. I'm like, where are they from? I don't know what you're talking about. But then I had seen him. I had seen you, Adam, before he even met you from some of the Jaguar things. I'm like, I knew that guy from somewhere. And then I met her, and then we all started congregating. So I just wanted our fans to know that there are people out there, not that we aren't the only 2 people out here like there's plenty of people like that in their city where they're from, or you can become that person. And that's what we meant earlier. I don't believe this scene was around before you guys started doing this. We saw the people that were doing it and we had no interest in working with them. Me and him call each other and work together all the time because we know, like, if I have to depend on somebody, I know I can depend on him. We talked about it now. I'm like, bro, when's the last time we just hung out? We were like, I don't know, but we see each other all the time because we're working. And I think it's the same thing with you guys doing. Anything worth having is worth working for. And I know that you guys will get where you need to be.
Yeah, and I want to say this too, is like what you guys did in this community and out there, like I said, with Kill. I'm going to kill someone this Friday. That right there, in regards to the marketing, regards to the people in the movie and the way it was shot, the way it was directed. I mean, it was so great to see that. It was the red carpet premiere, to the sold out crowd. It was just like that was something that was needed at that time, and it still to this day makes an impact.
Thank you.
So yeah, like I said, so what you like said again, that right there was a huge moment in Jacksonville cinema. And like I said, and then we have
that they could do that and have that royal, showing and the people come and support.
You could be a star for a night.
Thank you. People kept asking, like, what was you guys' budget? I'm like, you're looking at it. No one gave us a budget whatsoever. It was my equipment, his equipment, meshed together, our talent, our knowledge.
It was like scoff, and people were like, "Oh, I really want to do that. I have this idea." I'm like, "Yeah, that's where it starts." And then you just
ideas to see,
run with
plant it, water it, nurture it. Nobody's going to do it for you.
Yep, exactly.
And can I say something?
Sure.
Like, you guys are hitting it on the head, and that was kind of the same for us. People are like, I can't make a film because I need $200,000. No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Look at that script. Look at it again and retool it to fit your, $2,000 budget.
Yeah.
The budget is. You know what I mean? Like, you can just think outside the box of your shots, and I think that's what it is. People don't want to go the extra mile to get creative, and honestly, I think the getting creative with the shoestring budget is very telling of the filmmaker as well. You know what I mean?
It's such a fun challenge. I mean, don't tell me you need all this money when like a great movie like Saw is like all in one location practically.
Right.
Like you start with what you have and you build from there. Like, okay, I have this person, I have these locations at my disposal. and then you just write based on what your resources are.
This is why I have no sympathy for people nowadays. I told you this 4 or 5, maybe 6 years ago. I was like, dude, I'm gonna start buying all this equipment piece by piece, like you're buying one room at a time. But eventually you get it. But more importantly, in my research, I was like, oh shit, what's this lens rental site? What's this camera? You can rent the stuff. So you write the script, you get the crew, you can spend literally $250 to get equipment that costs $20,000. You're only gonna have it for 3 days. Film every fucking thing you can, even shots you don't need. Like, hey, babe, what you doing? I'm just getting up, like whatever. But so there are no more excuses. Working at McDonald's for 2 weeks, you can save up everything you need to do a feature. So I don't want to hear the excuses, and that's one thing we tell people. If somebody comes to me and say, hey, I have an idea, I stop listening immediately. If it's an adult, but if you come to me and say, hey, I have a plan, I'm all ears.
And I'll cut a feature for $750. So there's that. Just add that. Bam.
You know?
Well, that's him. You may want to reach out to me later for something. Different price is going to be a little bit
right now. But back to Let Me Be Corey. You said raunchy. I heard the word raunchy, and I perked up a little bit. Are we talking PG-13 raunchy, or
it's hard PG-13 very. It's R.
Well, no, I'm listening to the sound she's making.
I mean, no, our
it
intention.
depends on your parents.
No, our intention.
There's some parents.
it's R, but it could easily be cut for TV late
It's
night.
PR.
It was definitely PG-13 hard, PG-13 that we were shooting for.
Adam, there's no such thing as hard. They won't even let you say hard in a PG-13 movie. What are you talking? You're lying to yourself.
That wife like don't.
This is penis 13. That's what this is.
So I just know
scenes that push that rating.
Yeah, so I just know this, like, when you're filming it, and so, like, based on the script, we didn't have any language or nothing like that. So, but then it's just as we're filming and we're letting Eric be Eric, it's just like we can't contain this. Like, let's.
He's taking his dick out again.
Yeah, he's taking his dick out.
You would have some experience with that. Can you tell Thomas to take his dick out? I wasn't there on set that day.
Oh, you were.
I wasn't. I promise.
He specifically asked, he's like, what day are we doing the pool scene? And he did not show up that day.
He's like, okay.
I mean, not there's anything wrong with that. I'm just sticking to my morals.
so but yeah, no, we just it just got to the point where it's like, you know what? Let's let this thing fly. Like it's just like if Eric, if it comes out of his mouth, let's let it roll.
What comes out of his mouth?
This is some soft porn shit going on.
No.
But one of the things I want you guys to speak to is, because me and him talk about it all the time, is you can still, even when you start doing it, fall victim to this. Here's the thing: how many times you've heard people say it's not ready yet? It's not ready. Like, bro, this is not the fucking Mona Lisa. Yeah. Get it out there, because there's the reason why you have to get it out of there is because you need the criticism. You need to learn. You need to be if you're your biggest critic, you'll never give a fuck about what everybody else is. If you're don't be your biggest critic. So like, man, in 7 years is going to be the best thing ever, because you're going to commit suicide. You're going to be like, the fuck, no one loves it. Well, you didn't learn that people just aren't going to watch your shit, especially your friends and family. Fuck no. Yeah. You got to surpass them, then come back. You got to go to the people if the strangers love you, the family will fall in line.
That's so funny. That's so true. That's so sad.
And that's a Mr. Royal quote. You can use that. I'm not. You can use that.
Damn it, Mom. Come on.
Damn it, Mom.
And I could say that because she won't see this. No, I'm just kidding.
She does. Yeah.
My mom and I will say my mom has supported the show.
Yeah, I see her jump on the chat sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, she did. She told me I curse too much. I'm like, your son's an atheist.
My stepdad knows that it's important to me, because he texts me like he didn't text me on my birthday, but he texted me the day after, like, a TTFT. He's like, hey man, I tuned in last night. Real good stuff. I'm like, thanks, man.
Hey, you know what?
It means a lot.
Right here.
I would keep doing it solely for those text messages. Like, it only really takes one person to watch.
And here's the thing about it. He'll tell you this. We've interviewed so many people who actually have made it. Yes. And they'll tell us it's not about our show and them liking the show, but what they tell us is that we'll always ask them, what's the advice you want to give? And at least 60 to 70% have said this. If you're getting into this industry for money, you're in the wrong fucking industry. You better love what you do and have passion for it. Because I told him this when we first met. I'm like, bro, if all my bills were paid and my daughter didn't have to stress about anything, I'd do this shit for free, because I love it. I have I started, I just wanted to be an actor, but I learned how to do all this stuff, and I love it. And I get not more, but just as much passion now directing people and helping kids. Say, man, listen, if I told my daughter's working at Publix when she was in high school, I say, sweetheart, you can get this job at Publix, but I just bought you a Canon camera. I just bought you a business. Yeah. You got to go and clock in there. In the world you live in now, more so than when we were growing up, you can make more money than I'm making right now. I've given you the tools. You ain't got to go pay nobody back no loans. I was the one staying up at night. And I didn't keep that knowledge. I shared it so you can share it with your friends and you pass that stuff down. Because guess what? We now have the knowledge. Because think about it, even with jobs nowadays, it used to be, hey, you got to have a degree. What do they say now? Degree or experience in field. Hello? Hello? Because I can bring you a bunch of people from Full Sail that cannot do anything that we do.
Right.
Yeah.
I will give you this though. Like what I love about Adam is he's the passion that you're talking about. He never loses the passion. He always wakes up smiley. He always wakes up, even if he's tired, he's like, I gotta do this and I gotta do that and I gotta do this. And he does it gracefully. And so what I've learned from him over the years of being married and being, him being one of my greatest friends.
What?
Riding
together, die together?
Right. By the way, that was a vow.
But it was in our wedding vows.
That was in our wedding vows.
That's how much we love Bad Boys. That's what
literally true. But he's inspired me to find a bigger purpose. We don't have kids, and I was trying to find what that purpose was. And so because he's in the film world and I like hanging out with him, I had to find it organically. So to your point about what we do in the film community, one of the greatest things I've seen over the years is diversity, which I'm grateful for. And I think that kind of helped because seeing, Black and brown people, okay, yeah, okay, I can do it too. And they come from out the woods because they've been making films and just been hiding and they're playing more. And then the other part too is just like, giving them love, giving them that appreciation, validating when it's meant for. Because not everybody's family will validate it.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you were saying. And so I just wanted to be everybody's fan deservingly. If somebody asks me, I'll tell them what was wrong with it. Like I have no problem, but I also will lead with what was right with it too, so they can keep going. And I really love being people's fan.
What do we tell Royce? And they know Royce. It's one of our filmmakers here in Jacksonville. Bro, we have more. I don't care if good, bad, or ugly. You know what I respect about you? You had an idea, it became a plan, you finished it.
Yeah.
Hello?
Over and over.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Two at a time.
He's not stopping. He's left you
I
guys.
love
He's
what
doing
you said
LOL across the
about-
world. LOL USA, baby.
The diversity, that is, and it's not just black and white either. It's like it spans like the whole spectrum of people and diverse groups. Like Kill, perfect example. The trap house scene. Only on a film set will you find like a 65-year-old white Republican with a legitimate hardcore like thug with a loaded AK-47 that we forgot to ask if it was loaded before we said, hey, action, point that at Thomas. Thomas, instigate him.
But in fairness, let's not forget you asked me, hey, Torian, why don't you direct this one? Why don't you direct this scene?
Yeah.
I don't think you asked me that the entire set.
But it's like only in a film set would there be an excuse like for
Veto,
all those
one veto
people.
each.
And the best parts is like in between when you're setting up or whatever and everybody's outside having a smoke and shooting the shit or whatever, and you just have like all these people that would have never ever found themselves in the same circle to have a conversation.
Because of their love for what they do.
Oh yeah, and they all become like kids. Like like it brings out like that childlike creativity where we're playing pretend.
But to your point, Miss Madrid, to your point earlier, and I'm glad you brought that up because I wasn't even thinking about it, was the fact that, again, the one thing I love about either being an actor, an artist, or a comedian is this. We can get hit by a bus tomorrow. We live on forever. That's why all this to me have put out. We're like, man, our kids are the luckiest. We can die tonight, which we don't want to. But it's so much stuff out there. This didn't exist 50 years ago. Yeah. When people left, that was it. Like, hey, man, I got our asses. Man, fuck the ashes. Put that shit on YouTube.
I was scheduling stuff on YouTube like for up to like 2024. And I'm thinking like, oh man, this will be really like, what if I die in a car accident tomorrow? I'm just gonna be haunting.
It's
my
the movie.
daughter
What is it? P.S. I love you. Where the letters keep coming afterwards. So that's what we're doing. Hey, we love you, man. You can always get us. I got a one fucking time, and you've been up 3 times, hot pants, and you can't even. You sick son of a bitch.
I'm gonna bring us right back to Let Me Be Corey one more
5,
time.
7. There you go.
I'm not cutting that.
I'm getting up. Go do it.
For Let Me Be Corey, what stage? Well, actually, first of all, right now, could I drop the trailer in here, like in post production?
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
okay, cool. So that'll happen right now.
Life life is not ever promised, so I keep moving closer. Respect is not ever given, so it's hard to stay sober. My life is a roller coaster that goes backwards and forwards, goes backwards and forwards, goes backwards and forwards. My conscience be really snapping. I dance like I'm Michael Jackson. I promise that's still the caption of this movie, so please stop acting. She must die when I walk up the stage. I'd rather follow all my dreams instead of minimum wage. I got that vibe. You're moving both your feet and your head with all that body, yada yada. You can body this leg. Let's dance, dance, girl. The way you swing and got me in a trance. Come on, baby. You saw me glance, glance, girl. Let's do it while we're young and have a chance. Come on, baby. Yeah, yeah. The sky is not the limit. Take your wings and you can fly with the clouds. Just fly high. You could float up. Go up, 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 and never come down, down. Never come down. Never come down. You'll never know it till you try. It's the reason that we're all alive. You know what? You should try. Live the best days of your life tonight, because life is not ever promised, so I keep moving closer. Respect is not ever given, so it's hard to stay sober. My life is a roller coaster that goes backwards and forwards, goes backwards and forwards, goes backwards and forwards.
So when can people expect to feast our eyes upon Let Me Be Corey?
This is going to be fun to answer.
I love asking. Okay. I love the people that are like, as soon as you get done shooting something, they're like, so when can we see it? When's it going to be ready?
Are we ready?
Oh, and by the way,
Tomorrow?
48-hour film festival is coming up.
Yeah.
Sorry for the delay.
Yeah, so let me preface. Adam is the type of guy that will not say no. He loves helping his community and he loves helping on different projects. So he will not say no, and to the fault of like sometimes even pushing back his wants of things. So I want you to answer it, but I want you to answer honestly, because truly you are like always giving yourself to the community. And sometimes
Which is a beautiful thing, but but yeah, there is a balance. You know that.
And I think for me it's just like, obviously I get with Royals, like thing is like, yes, you don't want to wait 7 years. Obviously, they don't want to do that.
Except for Hamilton. Hamilton was great.
Yeah, but
Man, 7 years. That was great. I'll allow that. That's my only allowance.
But it's just like, I get it. I feel like when I was filming it, I was doing the mindset of Robert Rodriguez when he did El Mirachi, sorry.
Yeah.
So he didn't have a lot of money, whatever, but when he was filming it, he was in his head, he was editing the movie. So in my mind, I was already editing the movie while we were filming. So it's like, all right, this will go on, this in here. So I feel it's getting close. In regards to a date, again, just depending on when, if this is aired, I don't want to, say like, oh, well, he said on TTFT that
this will be in September.
Yeah.
This will air in September.
Yeah. So I don't want it to be like, oh, well, he said November in 2022. It's not here yet. So did he lie? So I don't know. I kind of wanted to make sure that that we're doing it right, but also we're not gonna make people wait either. Like I said, it's just
will it be before? Will it be? Will we be able to talk about this movie had seen it by summer 2023?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Absolutely.
Is
Yeah.
this the project he was talking about when we were at Sunray?
Let Me Be Corey.
Yeah.
And the trailer that we played.
And I was thinking, as your point is like saying, you don't want to wait 7 years for it to, come out. Like I said, you want to come out with it. And because I was telling him, it's like I was directing it in my head. Mm-hmm. I was editing in my head when I was directing it. So like when we're shooting the scenes, I'm like, all right, we'll use that one. We'll use this as it works out.
And he's still been editing it.
Yeah. So I'm editing it. So, but again, going to the point where Monique was talking about, yes, we did the 48-hour film project, and then we had a LOL Jax Film Festival, and then we did a Jax Next 100. So it's like we were doing 3 film events back to back in the summer, and so like that also kind of takes into toll of like, all right, well, I got to get back into the movie on top of working full time. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I just want to give you credit because I know a lot of people that, again, went to film school and did all these other things, but yet these people went to Florida State, Full Sail, and all this other stuff. And I've lived here all my life, and you're one of the few people who didn't go to either one of those schools or get accepted who are doing more for Jacksonville than anybody else is. So what is that? So would you rather have the degree or the reality of what you're doing? Your path was your path.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't.
It made you work harder. And so you don't want me. I'll show you why you needed me. When I was acting, nobody would take my pictures. Nobody would edit my stuff. They were charging me $1 billion to film. I was like, so I started with one camera. And guess what? I was so naive. I bought this nice camera, this nice lens. I'm like, as soon as I cut this bitch on, movies, Hollywood. I was like, what the fuck this shit look like? This for? Oh, you need lighting. Oh, you need 3-point lighting. You need to know what exposure. Like, I could have turned my tail and run. What did I do? I sat down. Let my brother used to come in the room and like, bro, what are you doing? What do you mean? Fucker, I'm being honest. What do you mean? You didn't go to school?
No, I was just going to say, I'm going to bring us back to Let Me Be Corey one more time.
I'm going to get back there if you let me finish. Goddamn, I didn't ask for a reach around. Let me finish.
I don't know.
So with that being said, so my whole point is that you feel good about doing this stuff, and now it leads you to your feature film, because how many feature films have come out of these fucking come from, and don't get me wrong, the reason why I was telling you this, I know I'm not going to name their names, but I know 2 guys who went to Florida State Film School. One made a movie that should have been super successful, but never did anything with it. The other one made a short that got super successful, got stolen, but then the people who stole it, Fox, came back and reapproached him, and now they're working with him. So my whole point is that you can't let other people determine your journey, because again, no matter whether you do really good or really bad, people are going to treat you a certain way regardless. You got to keep being who you are. And I'm just happy that you two met each other, because we both are very finicky about working with people. We don't think we're better than anybody, but we are different and we're unique, and we can smell somebody who's full of shit and doesn't have work ethic, and we're not going to work with them. And I think you guys are the same way. You give people an opportunity to say, listen, we're not really charging you. We're just saying, hey, do a film, complete it, bring it here. We're not guaranteeing it's going to win, but you win by just seeing. It's something it's a drug that you can't ever get back. Seeing yourself on that big screen, seeing these people like, oh shit. And if you can get that feeling, you can't buy that on the street corner. You got to put in work for it.
And I think I'm going to say, going really quick, when people put stuff on, YouTube and Vimeo, just, and it's great, so you're getting stuff out there and it's cool. But yeah, right. Like I said, and that's what we've said since year one with LOL Jax Film Fest, was to have that feeling of seeing your stuff on the big screen. And there was stuff going on too before we did it with the Jax Film Showcase and all those stuff. But it's just something about seeing your stuff on a big screen in front of an audience.
Well, and it does something to the audience too. That communal experience, but also just like that subconscious thing where you're seeing somebody on the big screen, you're like, it legitimizes it in some weird ways. So then you get caught up and you're treating it like the real film that it should be treated.
Is it just me though? Dave, and you can jump in, we all can jump. Is it just me? I don't care if it's 1,000 people in there. If I wrote something that I thought was funny and I hear one snicker, I'm like, nailed it.
Oh yeah. The first thing I do is I'll turn and look at Angela, my wife. I'll look at her and be like, see, I am funny. I'm not annoying. That's funny.
It's funny. It's funny. No, and you're right. You're right, because it gets that reaction that you watch it over and over and over on your phone, and it's just like, and then you hear it, and then you hear people just like, they get the joke, or they get the dramatic.
They get you.
And the crazy part about it, it's not anybody you truly know like that. They may be associated with you. They're not your best friend. It's not your mom. It's somebody like, oh shit, they have my sense of humor, which lets you know your stuff ain't for everybody. Make your stuff. You cannot appeal to the masses.
And that's what we tell people. It's like saying, listen, not everyone is going to appreciate your work. Not everyone's going to, there's people that are going to either like it or not, or maybe in between, but there's a lot of them that are just like, that wasn't for me, or people are just like, I really appreciate it.
That's where the word genre came from. That's not my thing. It's not your genre. It's not your jive. Yeah, I'm a horror fan. I'm a suspense fan, because suspense is just another part of horror. It's lighter horror without all the guts and glory. So I really appreciate that you guys are saying this to them, because usually our audience just see us. And I believe you guys are going to do great things. And I'm not just saying that. And I can't wait you guys make it so we can bring you back on the show. Because even if we fail, you'll make it.
But you know what? All it takes is one in the community.
The right one.
The right one. You know what? Absolutely. Because there will be some that'll be like,
I don't fuck with them. We've seen it.
Yeah. We want the one that comes back and says, hey, now give me a budget and I know some people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. One more thing to that festival. I was going to say, what I liked about it too is you'll see the great ones and they're going to get all those feels that you're saying. But for the ones that, they're trying their best and it ain't quite up to par, I want them to get the feels of seeing it on the screen, but I also want them to be scared shitless when people aren't laughing. Yeah. You know what it does to them? It makes them try harder the next time. Because they don't want to be embarrassed like that. And then they also want to come back because they want to redeem themselves.
Man, Guts won? Hell no.
That's what I was going to say about Let Me Be Corey, to bring it back again. I really respect your discipline when it comes to like I'm very excited to see it because I didn't have that discipline. Like I thought I want to make movies, I'm gonna make a feature and make people come and sit down and watch it. Even watch me learn. Essentially, like 2004, I made my first feature. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was figuring it out as I went along, and I still premiered it. And it was I cringe when I watch it now. I can't believe that I ever made somebody sit through it. I love the fact that you have like it's like this respect for the craft in general and just wanting to put your best foot forward to go and just be like on the back end of sets, and like how it's such a humbling experience when you know that you have the idea, you have this thing that you want to do that for so long, and then also to be a servant for other filmmakers in the way that you guys are. And essentially, I mean, I know that there's some self-serving that happens there because you're now in the front seat or the front row of like, and you get that experience that you're after. But it's like the best selflessness is like the selfish selflessness where it's mutually beneficial. But I just can't wait to see what all of that has led to with Let Me Be Corey.
Yeah, is this for us? Again, we grew up, me, Josh, and Mike. We grew up to loving movies like Something About Mary, like Judd Apatow, like Kevin Smith. They're just some. There's some movies that were what I did when I pitched to them was like, I want a movie where it has heart. Like like I said, we're gonna be funny. We're gonna be raunchy and stuff like that. But that's us. Like that's what we grew up with. We grew up with stuff like that. But I wanted something to where it's like, there's emotion in the movie that you feel it, and I wanted to, show on the screen. And that's why I said Eric Dooley and Kayla Sarian, them two together. And when you see it, I'm not lying to you. When it comes out amazing, it comes out genuine with these two together. And that's why I say, like what's the difference between every movie that has that same plot line? It's like, they don't have Eric Dooley, and Eric Dooley really was the star of this movie to where he's always known as a goofball, and he does all these comedies and everything like that, but there was a lot of emotion in this movie. There's a lot of tears in this movie, and there's a lot of things that hurt inside too. Because again, with Eric, there was a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes that people don't know. There was a lot of stuff between me and Monique, with a lot of stuff that was happening behind the scenes that people don't know. And it translated in the movie. So when they see, yes, it's a raunchy comedy, but there's more to that. And it's going to show on.
That's the dirty little secret with filmmakers. That is even the most
an Easter egg in that song.
The most supportive relationship. A feature film is so taxing, especially when you're trying to maintain a life. It's not your full-time job, and you're doing these other things.
Right.
It's like,
again, brother.
You could very quickly forget who each other are when you see each other so little, and even when you see each other, you're only there physically. You're mentally doing this thing still. You're still.
That's why I say
really
his
offset.
wife is like my she's the real MVP, because I don't have a wife. But my point is she's because even when he's not doing the show or doing other projects, because he does this full time. Yeah. When he comes home, what do you think he's doing? He's editing. So he's still not there. Yeah. And that's why I tell him sometimes, man, listen, no, we ain't got to do this, bro. Just go do that, because at the end of the day, family is more important than everything. And you're lucky to have somebody that supports you, which is why I'm still single, because until I find somebody to support, I don't want a quick divorce. I want 90 days, same as cash. If you're not into this industry and what I do, then I can't be with you, because it's a tax. First off, you have to learn how to be away. And when we get back, it got to be this hell of a ride. And it's a roller coaster. And that's what I think me and him talk about all the time, that someone should do a documentary one day about the family members or the spouses of the people who do film, because they go through so much. And it's not fair to them sometimes, and they need that. So that's why
it's not military. I won't even say it like that. The only comparison is like the time away is, you almost have to be able to marry someone in the military
so they understand. But think about the award speeches when you hear the Oscars. You rarely hear the wife or the spouse. It's more like, man, I want to thank my agent. Oh yeah, God, appreciate you.
Thank the Academy.
My haters, man.
Yes.
So let me ask you this: where can they find you guys at on an online presence?
Oh well, I mean
the PG-13, Adam.
Hard PG-13.
Just the tip.
Oh my God, David, Mr. Polanski. Jesus,
it felt right. It felt right in my head as soon as.
Oh! You're still being nasty, you sick son of a bitch.
Oh, they could. They could.
It fits right into it. Though.
Yeah, right. No.
Oh, and you're still going. Get him off that goddamn couch. I'm gonna watch that shit again. Go ahead.
I tried. I was doing that.
Thank you.
But yeah, they could find us online, social media, from Facebook, Instagram, at LOL Jax Film Festival, LOL Jax Festival. Also, they can find us on Argyle Forest Films. You can search us there. Again, we're but LOLJax.com as well. So yeah, you can like I said, you can find us at also the Jackson 48-hour film. It just seems like we have like a list of things that we're just like. All right,
I'll say this.
You really do.
David.
I was like, what else did we?
Before.
Yeah.
Before we go, I got to say this because David didn't tell you guys this, but it was one caveat to you guys coming on tonight. When Let Me Be Corey premieres, first off, we want a screener. We want to review it, and you guys got to come back on to talk Let Me Be Corey. And if you don't, our friendship's over.
First of all, with the disclaimer, do not, be real.
Oh no, we got to.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to. Yeah, and there's no. Hey, listen, there's no. We got to. Yes.
Because be like, oh, I don't know, that's nice.
Oh no, because we hate that shit. We hate when somebody like we know it sucked. We just go, what do you like about it? Like no, we no.
There's a chance to recut it or something.
He doesn't know how not to be. He'll just tell you can't make it. He doesn't know how to lie.
I can't hear this shit.
It's just a matter of finding because I can't remember what guest said. They were like, nobody sets out to make a bad movie, and I always try to remember that when I watch something. Even Edison, one of the shittiest movies that I've seen.
Other than what's the worst that can happen? Well, no, actually, that Edison is the worst that can happen. Then what's the worst that can happen?
But even doing the review for that, it was just.
Have you seen what's on Cloverfield? Have you seen any of those?
Freddie Got Fingered is high art. That is a hard PG-13, beautiful film. Real hard. That's
a red flag. Thank you. It's a red flag.
One
red flag.
I took her on accident on a date of Freddie Got Fingered. Well, it wasn't a good idea.
It's okay. It's got the Japan floor. So Japan floor.
I loved it.
It's great.
All right, hold on. Last thing, real quick. Everybody has to answer one before we leave. Starting with you, Adam. What's one other than Let Me Be Corey? Biased. Other than Let Me Be Corey, what's one film that's coming out that you're looking forward to see that's not out yet?
Local or
no, not local. Hollywood.
Why'd you say it like that? Like no, we're boycotting local.
Because guess what? They're not local, and our show isn't local. So in general, there we go. We local. We're so local. We're crazy, but we ain't local.
Ooh.
Take your time, man.
Dang.
Don't worry, he's the editor.
I got mine,
right?
sir.
You already got. Damn it! I had to relook mine. That's why I want to go last.
No,
you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do it.
I have to cheat for a minute because I'm like, oh man,
what's my old boy's name?
I'm
so mad now because we just saw the trailer for it.
Well, here's the thing though. You know me, so I love movie trailers. Like I grew up watching where they have coming attractions.
Yeah,
that's how much of trailers that I was in. So like I get mad if we never make the trailers at the movie theater. And I actually got mad recently because we went to go see Top Gun. And they played the movie trailers before the thing started. Like, I'm like, why are they showing the trailers now?
So to walk out, like, can we go to another screen?
The trailers are the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, people go sit in the seat and then go get popcorn
when the movie starts.
But you know why he's doing that? He's trying to mark his territory like a wolf, or like I was here, you saw me, motherfucker. Okay, I'll go first, and I'll give you guys a chance. Okay.
Yeah, I go.
Well, no, I'm gonna spin it around like a blunt.
Why don't we just go this way?
That's so fucking weird, but you go.
All right, thank you.
You want to light that cig?
No, I really do. I'm holding it.
Well, we're almost done.
And this is sincere. This is a sincere answer. You're gonna think that I'm being sarcastic, but it's sincere. The Passion of the Christ Part 2.
No,
did you know that's being made?
I heard.
Mel Gibson, aka the New Testament.
It is in production. The other JC, Jim motherfucking Caviezel is coming back.
Is he coming back?
Like for real. Actually, not even coming back. This is it takes place in that time in the 3 days before he resurrected, when he was in hell getting the keys to save all the lost souls that So I'm just thinking like Braveheart, Apocalypto in hell with like Jesus as like the superhero. And people know I don't even necessarily I don't believe, but when I went and saw it, but no, that's how good of a art separating the art from the artist for sure. But his directing abilities are incredible. Like the passion, some people call Passion of the Christ like Ken Sledge with Sledgehammer. He was like, it's just like an hour and a half.
2 hour and a half
film.
Yeah,
Like Yeah, but it's a beautiful snuff film, and it's done so well. Like the slow motion,
I think you only want to see
reaction
that because you
shots.
think he's going to be in the cave for 3 days and some darkness. Like, what was happening in
No,
that cave?
he's going to be battling demons in hell.
Oh,
Getting,
supernatural. The Winchesters.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
Yeah, they're going.
So it says that the atheist wants to see Passion of the Christ too. This is what you wanted. This is what you wanted.
I'm telling you.
All right, so here we go.
It is a great story.
Mine is going to be Breaking with John Boyega and Michael Kenneth Williams. Michael K. Williams. I don't know if you guys saw the trailer for it.
Mhm.
It is Dog Day Afternoon updated to
Yes, I did
2020.
see that. I did
Yeah,
see that,
it's gonna
yes.
be. It comes out the day after my birthday, and I'll be there. I'll be doing a solo review unless you want to come, brother.
I might make it.
All right, there we go.
I'll go next.
Okay.
So I really like. Oh,
Go ahead. No,
I really like documentaries.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't care what you guys think about it, but I grew up watching old Hollywood. And I so when we were talking about, seeing African Americans not play just the servants. And so Sidney
48.
Sidney Poitier.
Mhm.
Well, it's called Sidney, but Sidney Poitier.
Oh,
He's got a documentary. Oprah's doing it. It will be on Apple TV, but it'll also be in theaters, so that technically counts.
yes.
Seeing his story and when I was watching the trailer, him coming from Bahamas and him just being around all this blackness, just beautiful blackness. He was just so unaware that when he came to America, you're now what you were celebrating is now something that they hate you for.
Mhm.
And still pursuing the arts and still making it a point to say, I'm not going to play servants on the screen, and really just breaking barriers, winning an Oscar. His story paved so many ways for the Wills, for the Denzels, for the Tyler Perrys.
Mhm.
And he is just so poised and such Black excellence. And I'm super excited to see this documentary.
When does that come out?
September 23rd.
I'll be there.
I just found out that he starred in him and Bill Cosby starred in a series of not blaxploitation films, but they were in the vein of blaxploitation, specifically designed to turn blaxploitation on its head. It's the same way they wouldn't do the stereotypical characters on TV. They wanted to turn those
Turn it
stereotypes
up
in
around.
film.
He's the Jackie Robinson of the film industry. He is, like she said, he came from the Negro Leagues, whereas all Black people, and you were celebrated and loved. You were just another athlete over there, a star. But when you come over here, you break down these barriers. And that's what I say. Here's the thing about it. That's why when you have all martyrs don't die, but they die. Their career dies based off them what their beliefs are. Because had Sidney Poitier been another color, he would have been on the Mount Rushmore film. He would be up there with the De Niro's. And I don't like to take anything from the De Niro's and all these other people because I don't care how you got here. If you can act, you can act. But there's so many people, not just Black, the Native Americans, Spanish. There's so many cultures that don't get their chance to shine. We think we got it bad as Blacks or anything like that. But again, when the last time you've seen a Guatemalan or anything like that? You've never seen, you know what I mean? You've seen these people that don't, okay, all right, okay.
Listen, y'all was there.
I'm sorry. Somebody that okay, what's the correct term?
Where's the Eskimo representation?
I would like to know that. I've never seen what's a dwarf win an Oscar.
I feel like,
And I'm not being funny. My guy Tyrion from Game of Thrones. I don't look at him as a short guy. This motherfucker can act his ass off.
That one movie.
Elf?
No, it was on
Pixels?
Netflix. Pixels.
Pixels.
He's in Pixels. The Fire Blaster.
Gosh, I can't even think of the name of the movie. I don't care.
Oh no! I fucking know it. With the chick who was fucking the bitches over in the homes trying to get the money. Yeah. I love that shit. The leather jacket. And he was in Death at a Funeral with Danny Glover. He was Danny Glover's lover. Eat it, motherfucker. I don't even know why I just did that.
She was in Gone Girl. She was amazing in that. But she was great.
Yes. That was.
It's not I'm not okay. It's I don't care or some shit like that. But yes.
But to your point about Sidney Poitier, one more thing. The other thing too is he could have just taken his money and just hidden the hills wherever he was living, Beverly Hills, wherever, right? But he took his money and he took his platform And along with other ones like Harry Belafonte.
Yes, Harry Belafonte. Yes, Flip Wilson. All those boys.
But just like activism and using that to a higher calling. And so I would love for locals and nationals to just continue to realize the importance of their platform and elevating and don't be afraid to shy away from those social issues to make the world a better place because people are listening. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know people are gonna roll their eyes, but Cardi B does have a following, and
she has a platform.
You know what I'm saying? So no matter where you are, whether people don't take you seriously or not, if you got over so many followers, use it for a higher calling, and that's what I loved about it. So, anyways,
You're fine. I'm just glad you said that because in order to be national, you first have to be local. You can't be national without being local. Everybody was born somewhere. Adam.
Yep.
All right. So it took me a little minute.
What IMDb say?
The movie already came out. Was released on DVD at this point.
Let me be Corey 2 coming to you.
So obviously, she's giving her heartfelt like about Sidney Poitier. I'm right here. I'm right here like, well, which film am I looking for?
He's looking for a deeper film every time she keeps it.
Dick farts.
Super Troopers 3.
So it is. Yeah, so what?
Clerks 3 looks really special.
Oh,
what's that? No. It's, sorry. So I grew up with 80s slasher films. I love horror films. I'm big on that. So I love seeing these remakes. And yes, I know some of them are gonna, but it's really cool to see. See Jason, Michael Myers, all this stuff come. Get a new audience, but it's so not. I'm not getting emotional on it.
You are. You're choking the fuck up. What's going on? He's like, give me his water's right. He's like, give me yours. Oh my god!
It's like so
he really means this.
So like these thrillers, right?
You didn't cry at a wedding, but you about to cry.
Oh my
god! So as I was saying before, I was choking. But
yes, please expand upon that.
Yeah, please. So so I grew up with Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger was like, and I blame my parents. I always say this too, because my parents let me alone with my sister and watched horror slasher films. I'm like, what are you guys doing? It's just like,
every parent in the 80s let their kids watch.
Yeah, so I grew up, just loving Freddy Krueger. I mean, it was like, it's a horror. It's like blood is, there's like, it's not a good kids movie, but we grew up. I mean, I would get to the point of even where I had the Freddy Krueger glove growing up, and my sister would be asleep, and then I would go over her head and say like "sweet dreams," just like, and she'd be like, ah! So I was like, shh, I'm just kidding. I would be that messed up, and she has nightmares till this day. So,
good job.
But we saw Robert Englund, and it was like one of the coolest moments of my life. We saw Robert Englund. Me and Monique took a picture with him, and in Orlando. Yeah, and we were, they were asking questions. Obviously, it was like, would you come back as Freddy Krueger just one last time? And he says, yeah, I would do it one more time. And, they kind of dogged a little bit of the Freddy Krueger, the one, that came out recently. But I'm hearing, and it's getting louder, that it is going to be one more Freddy Krueger. One more Nightmare on Elm Street. And it's with Robert Englund. And so if I have to say a movie that I'm looking forward to a lot, it's that one, because I feel like it closes like, okay, you did it one last time.
If they do it, I just want to do one. No, go ahead.
Jesus is out, Freddy is in. I'm with you now.
I'm just like,
oh, by the way, that's it. That's his little. That's his up there. Look above you. That's his. That Freddy Krueger is his. That is it. Right there. I just have one. Okay, I just have one caveat. If they're gonna do it, can they at least call it Frederick? Yeah, because I want to I want to know
he's old and he's.
I want the prequel story. Like, take me into that shit when he became that motherfucker. Yeah, I want that.
But see, the thing about it, and we
had a debate, and I was like, no,
clearly, because she still wants to
be a predator. By the way, he even said it. That was the thing that we actually asked.
Like, was so great, and that's why you cannot have anybody else play.
Oh, I want him.
We forgot. Well, no, I didn't forget, but people forgot for 2 seconds. Child predator.
No, he wasn't. And they talked about it. There was a debate, and they even said he's not a child predator.
Yeah, that's the 2010 version.
Yeah, exactly. That was 2010, where they tried to spin it as him being a child predator.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Adam, just because he's not on the sex registry does not mean he's not a child predator. I distinctly remember what she's saying.
Yeah.
He was fucking with them kids.
This is turned into a devil's advocate.
To kill
now.
them. To kill them.
Kill him, ain't no villain.
Yeah. Listen, he was getting revenge on the parents.
And suburban neighborhoods are not going to lose their cushy jobs burning down this human being.
Why was he getting revenge on the parents since they killed him for fucking with kids? So what do you? Come on, Adam.
Oh my
You're
God.
better than this.
No, you gotta see even his own words. Robert Englund was.
No, man, he wasn't touching that girl. He was on lubes.
No.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? What are we doing here?
Yeah,
We need to switch seats. You need to come up here.
Yeah.
I'm sitting over there because I didn't know we were doing this.
No.
Clinton didn't have sexual relations either, right?
Oh, oh,
Hey!
Clinton.
I did not. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
This,
All right, guys. Listen, first off, we want to really thank the Madrids for coming in and got. Damn it, not coming in, guys.
coming into guys.
Let me see Corey. I didn't let me be Corey.
PG-13.
All right, so guys, we really want to thank the Madrids for coming over to Studio 83 tonight. It's been a pleasure, guys. I'm telling you this seriously from the bottom of our hearts. We cannot thank you. We literally have talked about having in-studio guests for 3 seasons, but we needed to get this together first. We
It
needed
was
V for
dope.
Vendetta. We needed
This
a
is
green
so
screen.
great. This is so
We needed a
great.
refrigerator that doesn't make that
Yeah.
much sound. We needed Baby Groot. We needed Baby Groot. Oh, don't touch it. His wife stole 2 of my book bags. I'm never going to see him again. And there's little
We're
young
just
Caesar
doing what
behind you.
we
Young
can to
Caesar, Planet of the
smash
Apes.
their-
Follow your dreams. There you go. And Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever.
Yes.
Yes. Oh.
So, guys, I'm going to let Dave sign this off, but
I got it still Groot and us. All right.
there you go. His wife bought me that. This is what Martin Luther King wanted. You want to sign us off, Dave?
Yeah, I will sign us off by saying, you guys, please look into that camera and say whatever you'd like to say as parting words to the audience.
I'll say something, you can close it. But I want to say this. We appreciate everyone. This is like
Hold on, before you start.
Political
Hold on,
thing.
before you start. Hold on, before you start, Monique. When he's done, when y'all are done, put it in front of the camera, put the light out. There you go.
So I honestly truly want to say that, this is an honor, to be honest with you, to be on this, because we see what you two are doing. And it's amazing to get these guests from these movies that you all are interviewing. They're sharing knowledge. They're sharing stuff that's happening on here. So as much as we talked about like our films and everything else, the journey of all this stuff going on, it really is truly an honor to actually be on this show, because
Thank you.
we see what this is.
Thank you.
And like obviously when we show it on like the trailer at our film festivals, or like at our stuff.
And
like,
thank you for that.
yeah, because we love that. It's like people need to see this, and they do see it, but it's like, but we love for the fact that it's like this is out there and people need to watch this, because again, you guys are doing some amazing things with some amazing interviews with some, and these people are, like I said, that come on here are genuinely excited and happy to talk to y'all and tell their stories of like these great movies that we all grew up to, and it's like you stuff that you never heard of before too. And I think this is just an awesome opportunity to have something like this here. And, like I said, I'm just, like I said, I'm appreciative of you, too, and what you guys do and having us here. So I really appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I was going to echo the same thing. You are bringing films from our childhood, and you're making the actors or anybody associated with those films, when they come on your shows, feel that relevance again. Hollywood is a very much you're loved today and you're forgotten tomorrow. And so with your show is about let's remember and love, and also teach the babies what real cinema is about. And I love your podcast. I geek out on podcasts. I listen to podcasts all the time. And what I love about your podcast is you can tell you've done your research, and you can tell that you are genuinely passionate about the topic. And even though it's cinema, there are people who talk about mental health and all those, and they're wonderful podcasts, but sometimes people need a break, and they want to just have nostalgia kind of be that self-care for them. And I think your podcast does that.
You guys' very, very flattering words make me extremely uncomfortable. And I'm
I love them.
very
I
thankful
love them.
for you saying them, though.
I
Thank
love
you.
that. Literally, last thing before we go, I love that you just said that. You stop, you sick fuck. I love that you just said that, because here's the one thing about film. we get to talk about whatever we want. If we want to talk about mental health, we put on the Joker. If we want to talk about racism, American History X, we can talk about any subject we
I
want.
want to use our platform to talk about something very important right now.
What?
When was the last time you saw a film with a Guatemalan in it?
Your guy, Captain Phillips.
All right. Go watch it now. Madrids, thank you very much for being here.
Hey, guys, if you want to be on this show, fly your ass down to Duval County. Come live studio to 83. Other than that, we'll see you at the movies, and we're sneaking in. United Artists. Get some popcorn from Adam and cut the light out with Miss Madrid. Ow! Before you guys go, you gotta take a ceremony.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was great. Oh my god.
This was so much fun.
That was.
Thank you. We so enjoyed ourselves.
This is great, man.
Your studio is bomb.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Hey guys, hey gals, did you like that?
Mm-hmm.
I know I did. And here's something YouTube thinks you'll like. They've actually recommended. What do you recommend?
I recommend that if you have not subscribed to our channel, that you please click right down there and make sure you correct that wrong this very instant.
Let me ask a question. Where can they find us?
All those places over there, we're everywhere. Everywhere.
We thought we could do a cooler outro. We're just going to walk away now.